Welcome back to Siren 2. And what we're doing next, you can see Shu Mikami is on screen. We have not seen him since the boat accident. Well, I say accident, but the waters turned red, the waves got choppy, and the boat started looking like it was going to tip over, capsize. And that was the last time we saw this character. We haven't seen what happened to him after that. But we're going to now at -2 o'clock. At Chance Meeting.
What? Tsukusa, is this your... Has nothing changed?
Daddy! Wake up, Daddy!
That's me.
So this level has a bit of a gimmick to it. So we have a dog, and our character Shu here, very bad eyesight. So to get around, to be able to see what we're doing, we have to sight jack the dog.
Never seen you around. Who are you?
No, we cannot see very well. So it's going to tell us about how in this case we can move around while we sight jack. But before we do that, first let's have a look at what we have. We have nothing. It should be pointed out that what we just saw was the father who was killed at the beginning of the game. His body was possessed by a Shiryo, and one of those dark ghosts, and it got up, and he was now a Shibito. So that is how the Shibito come about in Siren 2. Different from Siren 1. In Siren 1, it's because their bodies get infused with red water, which bring them back to life. Not so in this game. The red water does not do it. It is the Shiryo that possess that possess corpses, and then they get up as Shibito. And that particular Shibito seemed to be quite mad at that one villager. Okay, so in this case, we are walking around in first person. Our vision is very bad. There is Tsukasa. Good dog. I can see something bright right here, though, so I'm going to pick this up. We got a shoehorn. A tool made out of synthetic resin used for easing one's heel into a shoe without back strain and without damaging the leather. So this is a weapon. It's a very weak weapon. Like, it barely does anything, but at least it's something. Okay, let's try sight jacking here. There are enemies around. There's the dog. Oh. Okay, so now we can walk around while sight jacking, which is new. It's not something we could do before. Except, well, we can't really control the camera because the camera is the dog. We're going to walk around and see if we can find things. Look at the shelf. There's a letter in the brown envelope. Letter to Ryuhei, added to archive. All right, so we found a letter to the father. We're just going to pick that up, put it in our archive. And while we're doing it, why don't we head up to the kids' bedroom? It's this way. That child ran away, but where did the child run to? That was the child from the first mission. And Shu, upon seeing the child, said, "That's me." Why does he say that's him? Because he remembers his father dying on this night. And a man walked into the front door with a dog. And that man was him, apparently. It's a white cassette tape. All right, Shu's cassette added to archive. Your Shu's childhood closet, but nothing in there. So we are in Shu's childhood bedroom that Shu as the child just ran out of, and now Shu as an adult is here. Siren, Tsukasa, please. There we go. Siren 1 did have some time loop stuff happening, and I think this is the first indication that some time stuff is happening in Siren 2. Tsukasa. There you go. We can walk around the house more and explore it if we want to. I don't think we find anything else. We can look around. So the child Shu, ran this way. I think this is the father's room. Yeah, there's like a broken mirror here. And a window that is wide open. We can't actually interact with that, but let's just remember that. That might come up later on. Nothing in this closet. We can also go into the bathroom and get our privacy. Tsukasa will just wait for us, but there's nothing we can do in here. As I try to maneuver my way around the dog, and the dog is not sure how to handle... There we go. Okay. All right. So, now, I think we're going to leave the house. Let's take a look at our map. So we're in Mikami's house. Where does it want us to go? It says that we need to escape from Aonoku settlement. Right now, we need to reach the fishing shack. So the fishing shack is pretty close to our house. We need to turn left. And it says to go up the path south of the fishing shack. Now it says to go past this T-junction using Tsukasa's view, and there's a prompt that says guard. So I'm going to press that button, and what that'll do is send Tsukasa ahead. The enemies in this level do not react to Tsukasa. Yeah, you can see there's someone right there. Someone with a flashlight. So, whoever this person is does not seem to be afraid of monsters. Get around, Tsukasa. Tsukasa, please. Okay, good. We got around. Something we should notice while we're here. We go over here. Got a prompt to inspect. Easy to miss this, I think.
This path. That's right. I've been through here before.
Nothing we need to... Well, because we did that, we did something for a mission 2 later on in the game. Nothing that Shu needs to do with this now. He was just reminiscing, thinking back to his childhood, when he would go through that little pathway, very narrow path. But because we noticed that, well, someone else later in the game might be able to do something with that. Oh, hold on. Let's send Tsukasa ahead. No, Tsukasa, don't push me forward. Alright, they're going off that way. Let's go where they came from. So, okay, you can see where the exit is. It's actually where that guy was walking up. But there's a couple of paths we can try to take to get there, to try to get around. Let's go this way, see what we do. Uh-oh. Someone saw us. Time to fight. Now, our shoehorn will not do much. Fortunately, Tsukasa will attack. Alright, that guy went down. We have to move because the enemies in this level get up after like 2 seconds. They do not stay down. So we're just running. There's someone right in front of us. Sorry, sir. I need to go. I can't leave Tsukasa behind, but Tsukasa's a good dog and we'll get here. There we go.
It's too weird. I just can't explain it all. Don't you think so too? Everything that's happening around us. And what about that woman? Do you know her?
My mom kept sending off doves. But none of the doves would ever come back. I have to go to her soon.
Your mom, does she really exist?
You're terrible! So you don't believe me either? You're not going to help me, are
No,
you?
no, it's just that
Well, Mamoru asking what seems like a pretty good question. Is there actually a mother trapped in this island? Yuri says there is. But Yuri's kind of weird, as we might notice. Yuri's talking about how her mom's trapped here. Her mom's been sending off doves, but nothing has ever returned. Did we get any archive items? Yes, we did. We got 3. We're going to take a look at these. At least now we saw in a cutscene previously that Yuri was walking on her own at some point, and we see why she left Mamoru. They have a little argument. She's offended that Mamoru thinks that that mom might not be real, so she ran off. But first, let's take a look. Before we think about any of that, let's take a look at the items that Shu picked up in his level. So Mermaid's Tear, which we got because we washed ashore Yamajima Island. Mermaid's Tear, Volume 1 and 2, an outstanding romance novel depicting the miracle of a love both painful and transient. Writer, Shu Mikami. Publisher, Tangensha. So, Shu is a successful author. He wrote this book, apparently 2 volumes, called Mermaid's Tear. It's a romance story. Writer's background, Shu Mikami. Born 1972. Then we're going to fast forward to 2002. Work sent to a literary magazine results in a publishing deal. 2003. Aforementioned work wins the 444th Pulitzer Award. It's very prestigious. It's been around for 444 years. 2005 releases Mermaid's Tear, Volume 1 and 2. So, we saw on the website previously about the truth behind the Yamajima incident that there was a famous author that was part of this expedition to the island, and that would be Shu. But why did Shu want to go to this island? So we got Shu's cassette, which we got because we inspected the bookshelf. A cassette tape containing voices of the Mikami family recorded 29 years ago. Let's take a listen.
Sure. I told you not to play with that.
Can I? Sing me that song, please. I want to hear it.
Hey, sure.
Dance maiden blues, wave the crown upon the head.
Hey. Oh, that song. What? Would you sing it one more time?
Daddy, you ruined it. Can I once sing for me?
I don't know what she was talking about. It sounded like Kanai was singing for him. And the third thing we got was letter to Ryuhei because we inspected the bookshelf. A stack of letters addressed to Ryuhei Mikami sent by Omahito Takeuchi. Takeuchi may sound like a familiar name. Omahito was the father of Tamen Takeuchi from the first game. Let's take a look at this letter. Dear Mikami, I was shocked to learn of your wife's passing and can only express my belated but heartfelt condolences for your tragic loss. I have come to realize the reason why you sold your home in Tokyo and decided to settle down in Yamajima Island. I am sure that she will appreciate the fact that you wish to continue your research near the sea that claimed her life. Raising young Shu on your own is not likely to be an easy task. The distance between our mutual residences means that we shall only be able to meet at the occasional study conference held every few years. However, please note that my wife and I will be happy to be of any help, so please do not hesitate to write. Once again, my deepest condolences. Our prayers go with you. April 7, 1973, Omahito Takeuchi. I don't remember when the earthquake in Siren 1 happened, but could not be that too far in the future at this point. Tamen's mom and dad were killed in that earthquake, so they were not around for too much longer. And from here we see that Shu's father, well, I should say Shu's mother, died, and it mentions that the sea claimed her life. And that the father, Ryuhei, is doing some kind of research. We don't really know what the research is, but he is a peer of Omahito Takeuchi. He's doing some kind of research on Yamajima Island, but we don't really know what it is. So we're learning a little bit of background about Shu. He grew up, well, he was a child on Yamajima Island. His father was killed. His mother died at some point, maybe drowned in the sea. And at some point when he was a small child, he knew some woman named Kanai. But that's all we really know about that for right now. Also, there were a bunch of people in that level that were trying to kill us. And those were not Shibito. Those were just normal people. But we don't know why as of yet. Let's read the descriptions of these levels. For chance meeting, Shu wakes to realize that he is viewing things through Tsukasa. He sees his younger self clinging to his father's corpse. And the cutscene that we just saw, which was distrust. Irritated from exhaustion, Mamoru snaps at Yuri. Reacting severely, she rushes away from Mamoru. We can zoom out and see that we have 2 levels available to us. Like I said before, the way we'll do it is we'll do whichever level comes earlier in the timeline, which means we're going to be playing as a new character, Akiko, as we come back for more Siren 2.